Hello, I want to welcome you to this presentation that we're sharing with prospective parents. As the slide says, welcome to Riverbridge Primary School. My name is Paul Grimwood and I'm the head teacher here at Riverbridge. And later in this presentation, you're going to hear the voice of Nina Torkington, who is our early years and Key Stage 1 leader. This presentation will hopefully supply you with some information that will help you make the decision that you're going to make around sending your child to primary school, and it will also hopefully prepare you for when you come and have a look around the sites when you do one of the parent tours that we're offering. I hope you find it useful. So our vision for Riverbridge is written there, and it's always a good place to start a presentation to new or prospective parents. It's about building firm foundations to inspire every child to aim high, exceeding their own expectations on their journey to successful adulthood, which seems quite strange, talking about adulthood when many parents looking at this will be, their children will be many, many years off from adulthood. But we realise that the foundation and the building blocks that we build here at Riverbridge are really fundamental for children to be successful through Key Stage 1, early years reception, Key Stage 1, Key Stage 2, and then obviously being successful at secondary school and being able to get the jobs that they want when they are grown-ups. So it is quite an important thing for us to continue to focus on here at Riverbridge. There's quite a lot of words there for the children to understand, so we've distilled it into 3 words: being our best, and the children will talk about being their best throughout the school day, and it's lived and breathed by the children and the staff too. To underpin the vision and our motto, we have some core skills and values that we want our children to be living all the time too. So the core skills of collaboration, working well with others, showing commitment to learning and communicating well, but also being courageous. Really important to be courageous with learning and being brave and giving things a go. And they're also underpinned by some values that are threaded through. So the value of democracy, we have regular elections for different things throughout the school year. Empathy, understanding how other people feel, striving to be the best we can be, so that excellence, harmony, getting along with others, showing kindness, persevering, really important, not giving up when things get tough, showing respect for others, and also showing understanding for others as well. We're a very diverse school. Now, we would normally invite prospective parents in for a visit, but obviously that's quite challenging at the moment with the current COVID guidelines. So this presentation hopefully will give you an understanding of early years foundation stage provision. So that's reception and nursery, but particularly reception for you, and what we offer the children. And also to prepare you for you to come and have a visit of the school and to supply you with all the necessary information to help you in your decision-making process, which I know is quite a big decision. Now, Riverbridge School sits in a family of 5, and we're all part of the Lumen Learning Trust. The Lumen Learning Trust came out of Saxon Primary School, and Saxon ended up supporting Eccleford in Ashford, and Riverbridge came into the trust in 2016. Walton Oak in Walton has recently joined, and the 5th school as part of the trust was Darley Dean in Addlestone. So we're a team of 5 schools, and we really get to collaborate well together, and that really helps not just the children here at Riverbridge, but the children and staff across all 5 schools. But for us, particularly at Riverbridge, we pride ourselves on pursuing excellence in all we do. So that's the children, but also the staff. We've got lots of high quality resources to maximise learning opportunities. And we really understand the importance of self-esteem. So we want to make sure that all learners are enabled to feel successful and be successful to help their positive sense of self. We really work with other schools well, not just within the trust, but other local schools. And it's about building those relationships with other schools to really maximise opportunities for children, but also we celebrate diversity. We're a very diverse school. Close to 40 languages are spoken within our children body, so we really celebrate that diversity. Many of you will realise that we are a good school in the eye of Ofsted, and I'm just putting a few quotes in here. Our inspection was June 2019, so just over a year ago, and it mentions, or the report mentions, being our best, really showing the staff's expectations and the children's expectations of aiming high and living up to the aspiration of being the best we can be. We've got a very kind and encouraging culture, and we really consider all the children as individuals and try and meet their needs individually. What was seen during Ofsted and what is always seen is really positive attitudes to learning from the children. They're polite, courteous, thoughtful. They really do want to do their best and want to be part of the Riverbridge team. Our safeguarding practice is really secure and effective, and that was written through the Ofsted report as well. But fundamentally for you, in terms of the choices you're making, provision in early years is a real strength of the school. They have a really positive start to their learning. But there's also things that parents say. They say that Riverbridge is kind and nurturing, that pushes children. We really recognise that children will have different strengths, and we need to nurture all of those strengths from the children. It may be academic strengths, or perhaps they are artistic or sporting. It's just making sure that we nurture all of those opportunities for all the children here. The quote in the second one was around the size of the school. Obviously we are a three-form school, which means there are 90 children in each year group, or up to 90 children in each year group, and that can feel quite daunting. But all of our parents, if they have that opinion before they start, that opinion doesn't last too long. They understand that we care about each and every individual in that 90. And also other things they've said, but one of the things they've really focused on is how we focus on values and respecting each other, and how that really helps children develop as learners. Lots of positive comments by our parents. So we really do, as I've said, consider the whole child, and we understand that children will learn in different ways. And it's really important that the provision, what we offer each child, is tailored to really offer support for those that need it, but also challenge for those that are more able perhaps. And we give a range of different opportunities for all the children to feel successful here at Riverbridge. This is just these are just a few examples of what we offer. Clubs, there are lots to choose from, and obviously at the moment things are a little bit more challenging with COVID, but we always try and make sure that our clubs really enrich and offer so much to so many children. We would normally offer a very strong range of school journeys for our junior children, so a sleepover in year 3, going to a camping experience locally in Walton for year 4, an active weekend away in year 5, and then a week of culture in Bristol. Currently, obviously, our guidelines are determined by the government, but our school journeys are very popular, and they really offer a lot to the children. We have a breakfast club as well, which is very popular, and that is run currently this year at the Park Avenue base. And we also have options for our parents to sign up for some local after school clubs. Fit for Sport is run at the Leisure Centre, and Cool Club is run at Our Lady of the Rosary Primary School, which is just opposite our Park Avenue site. And the other thing that we offer across the trust of 5 schools is a summer camp, which is a 3-week summer camp in July and August, which did run this year and again proved to be hugely popular with the children, most importantly, but also parents as well. So lots to offer here at Riverbridge. We understand that if you were in the hall listening to this, you would see how passionate Nina and I are about the school, but we understand this is a 7-year journey for you as parents when you're choosing the school for your child. And the most important thing you need to know is, what will it look like for my child in reception at Riverbridge? So I will hand over to Nina who will talk through that exact thing. What will your child get if they were to join us here at Riverbridge?
I'd like to start by showing you around our Knoll Green base. This is the main school, which is occupied by the 3 reception classes and 3 Year 1 classes. To the left, this building out here is our own nursery with their own dedicated outdoor area. All of the green space around belongs to the children in reception and Year 1. So this is their playground, their playfield, their playground here, and to the back of the Year 1 building is a small woodland area with our pond. And to the front of the school, you may have seen it if you've walked past, these are the outdoor areas for reception and the garden and the main playground in the middle of the picture. Knoll Green is the base for our nursery, reception and Year 1 children. In reception, the children are taught in 3 adjoining classrooms with a shared resource area and outdoor learning area. Each class has a class teacher and teaching assistant, which ensures there are 6 adults at any one time. You may have noticed there's a large canopy outside in the outdoor area, so come rain or shine, our children can develop their learning outside. This provides opportunities for shared learning experiences and the development of strong friendships across the year group. This slide shows 2 of the 3 reception classrooms. They're set up to ensure that all areas of learning are accommodated for. It's really important to all of us that the learning environment is engaging to maximise learning. Teaching in the early years is a balancing act. Reception teachers plan together to ensure the curriculum is covered, but most importantly to ensure each child's needs are met. We consider the children's interests and we plan for learning based around a topic or story. To secure a positive start to school, children need to be confident to speak, have the ability to listen and interact socially to support better overall learning. There is a strong focus put upon developing children's communication, language and vocabulary, and there are frequent opportunities to practice their speaking and listening by providing purposeful context in which to interact with others. I'd like to share with you the basis for the curriculum. It has 7 main areas of learning which are broken down further to make 17 in total. There are the prime and specific areas. The prime areas we consider the foundation to all good learning, and they consist of communication and language, which is broken down into speaking, listening and understanding, physical development, which refers to gross and fine motor skills, personal, social and emotional development, which can be the hardest for many children, thinking about their behaviour and making relationships in school. I consider these the foundations because when we have these firmly in place, the specific areas of learning come easy. So literacy, which is obviously reading and writing, mathematics, which is broken down into number and shape, space and measure, understanding the world, which incorporates technology and talking about our families and the world around us, and lastly expressive arts and design, which refers to using your imagination and being creative. So what does this look like for your child? We continue to provide playful everyday activities that children can relate to. Reception continues the play-based learning approach of preschool settings. In addition to the play that you will observe on your visit, there are dedicated times during each day for teaching phonics, literacy and maths. This is combined with frequent opportunities to apply learning through self-chosen activities. These are some examples of how we base our learning around a story or topic. In autumn, we spend a week reading the story Owl Babies. It's about 3 baby owls who are left in a tree one night by their mother while she goes off to find food. We draw the children in by finding feathers, water and sticks under a tree in the classroom one morning, and this engages them to talk about their own families and relationships. It also helps them talk about emotions, how they're feeling themselves and how the owl babies may be feeling. We talk about day and night and the differences that they have. We also introduce mark making, which is a form of early writing, to write letters to Mummy Owl. We do role play, we pretend to be post people, we pretend to be the baby owls themselves. And then we make pictures of owls ourselves by exploring different techniques. This ensures that all the areas we've talked about are covered in 1 week. These 3 pictures show the week of owl babies in action. So the children on the left are busily writing their letters to Mummy Owl to persuade her to come back. At this point early on in the year, the children haven't learnt their phonics and not able to write independently. But they're really keen to do so because they're engaged in what they're doing. They're keen to write what they can and draw pictures where they can, place them in an envelope and pop them in the postbox. The children in the middle have made a nest, and this really shows the importance of providing opportunities for independent learning. They weren't asked to go and do this, they've done this from the thoughts they had and the conversations that have taken place. And when I went up to them that day, I said to them, asked them what they had done. And they said they had built a nest for the owl babies. And when I asked them what the 2 lines on the right-hand side were, they said to me, "This is to make it small so the fox can't get in and eat them." And this opens up a whole new conversation about understanding the world and shows me an insight of what the children's understanding is. The little girl on the right is in the afternoon making a nest for one of the owl babies. And the reason she's pointing at each of the bricks is because earlier on in the week we had talked about one-to-one correspondence and the importance to touch things when you're pointing to them and counting. So this little girl, she said, "Oh, look at my nest and look how many bricks I've used, Mrs. Talkington." And she touched each one and showed me independently that she could apply the skills that we had learned earlier on in the day to things she'd done by herself. So what else do we have to offer? Today, for many of you, could be the start of a long journey. We pride ourselves on the effectiveness of our transition into school. Today, as I said, could be day 1, leading to a tour of the school and meeting you in person. The deadlines for applications is usually the beginning of January, and schools are notified in the Easter break as to which children have been successful in securing a place in reception. And from that point, we start our transition programme. We aim to find out as much as we can about your child before they start with us. We make contact with preschool settings, so we talk to key workers and childminders about your child. We offer home visits to all children during the summer term. This means that the teachers come to your home to meet you in your familiar environment where your child is most happy, and you can ask us questions and we can offer information to you. We gain insight also from a booklet called All About Me, which you fill in. We ask you lots of questions about your child, which again helps us understand your child better. We can support children with additional needs for a smooth start. We can start to make contact with outside agencies. So if your child has had some support from speech and language or occupational therapy, we can look at their notes and we can perhaps speak to the practitioners. We also offer taster sessions where children can meet their new teacher and experience a morning in school. So one morning, parents come in with their child just for an hour and we do a tour around the school and they collect photographs to make a memory book. And then the following day, the children come to school by themselves and they stay till lunchtime and experience a morning in the classroom with their new teacher and have lunch for the first time. These are some things I'd like you to look out for on your tour of the school. I'd like you to see how content the children are and consider how engaged they are with their learning. Think about how long the children have been at school. It may be that they've only been at school a couple of weeks. And you observe how independent they are applying the new skills they've acquired, just like the little girl in the clip earlier, counting the bricks and applying her own learning independently. Look for evidence that the children have ownership of their classroom and obviously they take pride in their work. They'll be keen to come and speak to you and ask you questions, and perhaps you'll get an opportunity to ask them some questions as well. And hopefully we'll look forward to seeing so many of you soon. I'll hand you back to Paul.
And just a few more things for me to talk to you about before we look forward to seeing you on the tour of the school. One thing is around communication. It's really important. All primary schools, all schools in general, will really want to focus on that, and we try a range of different ways to do that. We have our weekly newsletter that you'll get emailed. You have access to emailed letters or paper copies, text messages, etc. So communication is such an important thing, and we understand that, and we work really hard with our parents to maximise that. We also have a very clear system to support excellent behaviour choices. So we celebrate excellent behaviour choices from all the children, from reception all the way up to year 6, through our Stay on Green system. Every day is a green day, and we expect all of our children to show green choices throughout the day and throughout the week. Building on that, they may excel and go through to bronze, silver, and perhaps to gold. And there are gold leaf trees in both halls, which you may see on a tour. And the gold leaves will also be shared with the wider school community and also in the weekly newsletter. So we understand that excellent behaviour needs rewards, but also there needs to be clear boundaries. So Stay on Green may lead, if warnings required, or perhaps if children have made choices which are unhelpful or unkind, there are very clear boundaries and very clear systems to support children to make amends if they end up making a red choice and have hurt somebody else, either physically or perhaps emotionally. We have restorative conversations so that they understand the need for them to make amends, to say sorry, and also to to modify the behaviour choices that have been made. So clear boundaries help as well. Uniform, we are a uniform wearing school, and that is really important to us, and our children come to school very smart and prepared and ready to learn. But we also understand that the most significant thing really for any relationship between home and school is for there to be a positive partnership, and we really pride ourselves on how well we work with our parents to get the best from the children here at Riverbridge. Now that's the end of this presentation that I thank you for taking the time to watch at home. You may have watched that and thought, oh, there's some few things I'd like to know the answer to before we come and have a look around the school. If that's the case, please email the school office. If not, then we're very much looking forward to seeing you on a tour of the school at some point in the next couple of months. Many thanks once more, on behalf of Nina and myself, we hope this was useful. Thank you.